Hi, I'm Gary Ford from Tiger Hobbies Limited. I would like to introduce some of the latest Hobby Master models that have arrived off the container on Wednesday, the 7th of January 2026. We shall start with a couple of fantastic F4 Phantom 2s, Hobby Master's most successful tooling. Test flown in the late 1950s and entering service with the United States Navy and United States Marine Corps as the F4B, and in the early 60s and the United States Air Force as the F110 Spectre, but this was quickly dropped for F4C Phantom name. The Phantom was the most advanced multi-role Gen 3 jet in the world for almost 15 years, and in the mid-60s its definitive mark for the US Navy, the F4J, entered service in 1966 and combat in Vietnam, along with United States Air Force F4Cs and Ds. Hobby Masters HA1978 is a US Marine Corps Phantom II F4J based at Marine Corps Air Station in Japan in 1976. 1976 was the United States 200th year bicentennial, and this Phantom is decorated in bicentennial colours. The model looks very striking and comes with fully loaded with weapons. I'm only showing the main airframe as we only have a few left and do not want to open the weapons and accessory packs. We have imported just 72 of this model, so please contact your retailer in the UK, or we, as of the 8th of January, are for at Tiger Hobbies for around about £92. The next Phantom is HA19079, and this is a Turkish F4E Phantom II celebrating 50 years of the Turkish Air Force, but I think it's actually 50 years of Turkish Phantoms. It's a spectacular model decked out with a massive Turkish flag on the upper part of the aircraft and unique tail markings. This was imported as part of our core range, larger numbers, but at a great price of around about £80. But it's been very popular, and we only have about 20 of these left in stock. You should be fine buying one of these at the imported price for at least a month at our retailers, but I suspect this will rise in value after this, as no stock remains at Hobby Master. The next models we shall introduce are subjects that push the boundaries of aviation technology in the late 1980s and early 1990s with 5th generation jets. As the previous models, say the F4 Phantoms, were Generation 3 aircraft, and they in turn were replaced by Generation 4 aircraft such as F-14, F-16 and F-15 in US service. Advances in Soviet designs such as the MiG-29 and the Su-27 Flanker needed to be dominated, and the only way they could go domination is with technology. In the 70s, at Area 51, Project Have Blue gave the United States the F-117 stealth fighter, but this was really an attack aircraft made to sound quite Gucci for the pilots. Other than its stealth attack role, it was not really a fighter. But by the late 1980s and early 90s, two prototypes that were proper fighters were ready for test flying, the YF-22 and YF-23. Both these prototypes went head-to-head and both performed over expectations, but the United States Air Force picked the YF-22, and the YF-23 was actually faster, more stealthier, better range and flew slightly higher. But the YF-22 was more agile and had better weapon capacity. As you can see, as I turn these both aircraft over, you can see the different weapon areas, and the YF-22 had got much better weapon capabilities. The actual specifications of the YF-23 are actually still classified today, apart from some very basic information, and that will become apparent later. The F-22 Raptor is the United States Air Force premier air dominance fighter, but was only produced in low numbers of about 190, and very expensive, and is expected to actually retire quite soon. The new F-35 and newer versions of the F-15, such as the F-15EX, will cover its capabilities until the arrival of the Boeing F-47 NGAD, that stands for Next Generation Air Dominance. and I have a sneaky feeling that some of the capabilities of the YF-23 will be found in the new F-47, such as speed, range, stealth and height, plus everything that the YF-22 had. Hobby Master present the latest versions of the F-22 in its experimental markings, and the YF-23 next to it, the Black Widow. Both Grey Ghost, which was previously released, is now back in stock, and now the brand new YF-23, known as Spider. It's in a slightly dark grey colour. As you can see from the size of these aircraft, the different design specifications are clear to see. The YF-23 would have made a fantastic fighter in its own right, and Hobby Master are to be congratulated in taking a risk doing this experimental aircraft in great detail. The Hobby Master F-22 continues to be popular with detailed weapon bays and loadouts, and we generally keep a number of these aircraft in stock. Finally, a cracking Generation 4 jet, the F-15C from the 11th Air Force at ELMENDORF, Alaska. Entering service in the 1970s, the F-15 Eagle continues to be the most effective fighter jet ever designed, with a combat record of 100 victories to 0 losses. Its speed well in excess of new aircraft such as the F-35 and even the F-22, and its weight carrying capacity is unequalled for a jet of its size in its strike variant, the F-15E, or Strike Eagle. Tiger Hobbies always hold stock of the F-15, especially anything from Royal Air Force Lakenheath, but this time it takes me back to my last Royal Air Force overseas long detachment, when I was sent over as a logistics senior non-commissioned officer to Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska for 5 months in the summer of 2001 on exercise Distant Frontier. You will not be disappointed with any of our Hobby Master F-15s, and we do the full range including the F-15EX. So as you can see, this aircraft is the brand new one with the AK for Alaska, 11th Air Force on its tail. But I've decided to bring a couple of aircraft from our display camera. These are not for sale anymore, but similar aircraft can be still purchased from Tiger Hobbies. This is the F-15 Strike Eagle, and as you can see, it's got huge amount of stores and weapons underneath. I'll just put that to one side. And then here is a earlier model of the Hobby Master F-15. I don't know if you can see with the camera, but the blue on the early one is a little bit too exaggerated, and Hobby Master have toned down this kind of blue camouflage marking to see it's a little bit more realistic. But at least it shows you what you get on your aircraft. You get all the missiles, AMRAAMs and ASRAAMs, fuel tanks and various different weapon systems on the aircraft. But thanks for taking time to watch this video and look at these exciting Hobby Master model jets by Hobby Master.